Hey guys, have you ever had salt and pepper Chinese pork chop? Well, you can actually make that at home with your air fryer and a wok, of course. So we're gonna go ahead and do that today, and this is gonna be pretty awesome. Normally we have it over rice or some other veggies, but we're just gonna go over and talk about this awesome golden brown Chinese pork chop that we made. You will need canola oil, like with our other videos with the air fryer, as well as some other ingredients, such as some chopped green onions, some chopped white onions, some chopped garlic, as well as some five-spice powder. Five-spice powder is that one. It's a very, very interesting powder. You don't need a lot of it, just need a little bit of it. You can actually buy this on the store or online, or I'll leave a link below. In fact, I'll leave all these things on the link below on the description of all this, the recipe and everything else like that. You also need some pork chop from your local supermarket, an egg white, a quarter teaspoon of sea salt, a quarter teaspoon of white pepper, and a quarter teaspoon of five-spice. You also need a rice cooker, which we'll probably go over in our video. You also need a wok and a spatula, which is what we do. You can use an electronic one if you want, and of course you need the air fryer. The air fryer in this video basically, or this recipe, helps in frying that pork. You'll also need a sprayer to mist oil onto the canola oil onto the air fryer so that it won't stick. We leave the link below as well. Okay, so you got the pork. So you get the egg white marinade mixture and put it in. After letting it sit for 30 minutes, you gotta drain it, and then you go put 2 tablespoons of cornstarch just to make it crispy. And then you're gonna add, you can mix this all up with the cornstarch. And of course, these pieces of pork are cut to bite-sized pieces. There's, if you want to leave the bone in it, you could. If not, then it's easier for you to share with your friends and family. But we're gonna mix it all around, and then we're gonna add some more oil to it. We're gonna add another 2 tablespoons of oil, and that's so that it won't stick to anything else. And then of course we're gonna spray canola oil onto the crisper pan as well in the air fryer, so that it won't stick to that as well. We'll go ahead and lay a layer of the pork on our preheated crisper pan and air fryer. We preheated it to about 700 and I think 400 degrees preheat. And then, but we're gonna cook the first round at about 370 degrees for 5 minutes. So we're gonna be cooking and flipping for about 4 times. So we're gonna lay it down. We're gonna make sure there's enough vents so that she still breathe, because we want the air circulating around the meat to cook the meat and fry the meat, which is pretty nice. And this is very convenient because we don't have to deal with hot boiling oil. Normally we boil, we basically get a pot, put a boiling hot oil in there, boil it up, and basically you're pan fry it or put it in the oil and deep fry it. But this saves a lot of time. Not saves a lot of time, but a lot of hurt from the arms, because like sometimes oil splatters, and that's kind of dangerous. So this has been a very, very convenient way to make really nice crispy pork. So now that we have it all set, we'll go ahead and put it in. We'll set it for 370 degrees. For 5 minutes. We're gonna do this twice so that we can actually cook this thoroughly before we really brown it. So 370 degrees, 5 minutes, let it cook. After it's done and beeps, we're gonna flip it all around we'll flip all of them, and then we're gonna put it back in for 370 at 5 minutes. But we're gonna quickly just turn all these guys around, make sure they brown on both sides and cook. The main thing right now is just to cook it. You wanna make sure this is all cooked. It is pork and it is raw, so if you never did this before, Google it. This is basically, you want to make sure you handle pork, right. So flipped it, 370, add 5 minutes. Boop, 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 boop. Big thanks to my girlfriend who helped cook all this stuff. And for the third round, we're gonna flip it again. It's already been another 5 minutes, so a total of 10 minutes already. So we're flipping up to start the browning process. So to start the browning process, we're going to start putting, now we didn't add any more oil to this. Some people actually add more oil to their air fryers. We really didn't. We just keep on doing it because there's plenty of juices and oils on it already. So we're set for another 3 minutes at 400 degrees. This will brown it and crisp it up. So after about 3 minutes, it looks really nice, by the way. And it smells great as well. It's nice and sizzly. And we'll flip all of them again, and then cook another one for another, 3 or 4 minutes at 400 degrees. That way, it will definitely be crispy. It'll definitely be fried, and basically it's almost like restaurant style. What you also want to do, if you want more breading, you can also put more the yolk and cornstarch to make it a lot more crispier and also a lot more like breaded, like how they have it in the restaurants. But we like it a little less. We want to taste the meat. So next thing is, while it's cooking the last 4 minutes at 400, get your wok ready, heat it up with medium heat. Put some canola oil, about 2 tablespoons of it, into the thing and swirl it around so that you could start frying. So put it out to medium heat for now so that it starts, bubbling and crackling. And then we're going to add our mixture to it. Basically, it's going to be ready when you see that it's nice and warm. You want to swirl it all around the wok so it's nice and lubricated, I guess. But it covers the wok so it doesn't stick to anything. And we're going to take all these ingredients and put it in. So first off, it's already super hot. We'll throw the white onions in first, let it cook. Oh, look at that sizzling, sizzle. And then we'll put the green onions in and we'll toss it around. Then of course we'll put the rest of it on the garlic as well, the finely chopped garlic. Now we're going to basically cook this for, roughly a few minutes until it starts turning. But it's mainly to heat up the oil, heat up the veggies, cook the veggies a little, get the flavor out of the veggies into the oil. Because we're already putting the pork into this. It's already cooked. So the pork is still in the air fryer right now, and we're just waiting for it. Well, on the last leg of the air fryer, it probably already beeped by now. Then what we're gonna do is just make sure we stir fry this a little longer, and we are gonna put the cooked pork chops in there. Now this is basically a glaze to go over the pork chop, just to add flavor to it. There's a little salt. We're going to add a little more salt to this halfway through. Just a pinch or two of salt. And basically start rotating again, toss. Oh yeah, that looks good. And you can plate it. That's it. Now no oil to fry or anything except for the this glaze that we put on it. But it is so good. It's just like the restaurant style stuff. Yeah, no need to go outside to do it if you have your air fryer and a wok, because it's quite simple to and quite fast to make. And that's what it looks like, guys. It's super yummy. It's just like the one at the restaurant. But if you, of course, you can always go to a restaurant to do this. Guys, I'll leave the links below to the stuff we used in this video, as well as any ingredients and other stuff like that in the recipe. And that's really about it. This stuff tastes awesome. Of course, you could add jalapenos in this. We didn't add it because we didn't really care for that much heat. But if you want the heat, add jalapenos, add sriracha, whatever you want. But it tasted awesome, and that's the whole point. And the fact that you could do it in your own home for about 20 minutes is pretty cool too. Very awesome devices, the air fryer we got. We'll leave the link below as well. We'll have some more air fryer stuff and recipes and cooking tips and stuff, and you can look at the other ones we had in the description. Next time we're gonna make some awesome steak with the air fryer, and a whole meal with this, and we cooked it with the air fryer alone, and it turned out awesome. Anyways, please like, subscribe, hit the bell button for more Costco finds, DIY, and cooking and lifestyle stuff. So we also created a playlist for cooking as well as other Costco finds and things like that. See you next time, and stay tuned for more. Thanks a lot again. See you next time. Bye-bye.